What's the plan? What's going to happen? Yes, it's targeted individuals tarot time. So if you want to personalize one of these, go to the link. If you choose the Psychic Spine one, you know what I mean. It'll kind of indicate it. I can't be bothered to put a TI one on there as well. It gets too many, and people are lazy and they can't be bothered to scroll down. Christ, they'll scroll left and right to their heart's content, but scrolling up and down, oh no, all of a sudden that's a problem. Right. So, what was the intention, or what is the intention? And then we'll go to what's actually gonna happen. Right. Let's have a look. Uno, dos, tres. Right, so Ace of Wands, Wands fire action. Ace is bringing in new energy, not starting something new. So this is about going long term. Who am I? What am I? Where am I going? What do I want? Knight of Swords in the reverse. Swords there where we think words we use. Court cards can be an energy within ourselves, can be the energy of somebody else around us. Knights don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens, more so than the pages. This knight in the upright position is rushing in. News coming in fast, expressing ourselves. Reverse position, holding off on doing that. Hold fire with this. King of Wands, Wands fire action. King's masculine energy, okay? Remember in tarot we talk about energy, not gender, okay? King of Wands in the upright is in his power. He knows his worth and value, okay? He's a good ruler, he's a good leader, he's wise, he's knowledgeable, he's firm but fair. Right, let's continue. I want to get more cards out first because I'm not sure which way this is actually going. Right, King of Swords. Swords there where we think words we use again. So King of Swords is very much how I describe my reading style. Blunt, direct, to the point, here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay? Can be a bit triggering for low-vibing dickheads. Right, 10 of Wands in the reverse. 10's completion cards. This is a release card. You're the chap there carrying the Bale of Wands back to that village. When he gets back there, he's going to drop it like a sack of SHIT and say, I'm not doing this anymore, I've done them out. It's in the reverse position, holding on. Right, overall outcome card. Knight of Cups in the reverse. Cups, water emotions, Knight's forward motion. This Knight's offering the cup, so it's coming forward and offering the cup. It's in the reverse position, that not happening. So what this feels like is the intention here is to so what I'm drawn to with the wand, because this is a TI reading and it's a little bit more left field, is that the intention is to use some magic of some sort to stop you from expressing yourself. Okay. Now, I feel like this person sees themselves as the King of Wands and sees you as the King of Swords, and it's almost like a bit of a face-off. Okay. They don't want you just to kind of let things go and move on, and they want you to remain stuck from pushing forwards with what's going to make you happy. Because it feels like where we are at this stage in the game, this King of Wands is already lost because you've staked your claim. You're focusing on moving forwards, and they want to keep you stuck, right? Obstacles or blockages. Queen of Wands, Queen's feminine energy. Right, so right, so Queen of Wands in the upright position, knows her worth and value, she doesn't chase, she attracts. Hold fire on that one. Removing any blockages. Five of Swords in the reverse. Swords there where we think words we use. So, figure in the foreground, two figures that laid the swords down walking away. It generally talks about a difference of idea, direction, opinion, etc. Now, it's in the reverse position. What it feels like is you're being asked to kind of not continue the argument, okay? Because I feel like you've already won. And the longer that this King of Wands can keep... Because what I've got in my mind is it's like I've got this old frail king and it's on a battlefield and he's lying down in the mud, and the King of Swords is stood over him and he's saying things. The King of Wands is saying things to try and give himself a little bit more time, and if he can bide a bit more time, then it's going to allow him potentially some help to come in, or for him to regain his strength, etc., etc. The obstacle or blockage here, it feels like is if you kind of go into your Queen of Wands energy and kind of like not chase a track like, oh, I'm going to wait for them to say something. What it feels like here is you're being asked to kind of just cut it off. Don't respond, don't engage. You know, you've already won, basically. Right, so let's go into what's going to happen. Are you going to let sleeping dogs lie and accept that the King of Wands is done for? Or are you going to continue to poke the bear? Let's find out. Please remember with divination, it's not fixed. So if it does come up a bit like it goes a little bit skew-whiff, you can change it. You've just got to follow the advice of cards and what comes out my gob. Right, so what's going to happen? Right, so 8 of Swords. So we've got the lady there bound and blindfolded. Okay. Now, normally this talks about a self-imposed restriction because we don't want to see the situation as it really is. We then got the Magician in the reverse. So the Magician in the upright is a very positive, powerful card. It's the manifestation card. It's in the reverse position. That can talk about blocked manifestations. 7 of Pentacles. So you're chopping the garden there, looking over the fruits or flowers. Not ready for harvest yet, needs to get to 10. The upright position, that's going in the right direction. So giving yourself a pat on the back. Hold fire on those. Let's continue. Right. So we've got the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords back in the upright position. So you're chasing, you're starting to follow your what's going to make you happy. You're going to start expressing yourself freely. Because I feel like when we're talking about expressing ourselves and what they're trying to block is not in regard to what you might be saying about them, because you're being asked to leave that stuff in the dust. It feels more like, you know, so for myself, for example, I'm a content creator, obviously, with the type of readings I do, they're very niche, with the content I do in regards to the dark side of spirituality, down the rabbit hole, etc., etc. That's stuff that, from my perspective at least, people need to hear. Okay. And that's what they're trying to stop, right? Overall outcome card. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Wands fire action, Knight's forward motion. Might need to clarify on this. So the Knight of Wands is rushing in, fast-paced action, etc., etc. Right, obstacles or blockages. 10 of Wands. So release cards. Okay, removing any blockages. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Right, okay, so what it feels like is, I'm not sure about that Knight of Wands in the reverse. Might need to clarify on that. I feel like this person is the eight of Swords. So you've basically you've restricted them by kind of cutting off the energy, because I think that they were expecting you to go on some kind of full frontal attack, and you haven't. You've kind of gone, you might have hinted, kind of going, you know, bad behavior from this person, but you've not gone on that full force frontal attack. I want to use the word, you've laid some seeds down, okay, and that's stopping their magic. So you're going to have a bit of a breather and kind of go, do you know what? In the grand scheme of things, I'm doing all right. I'm not where I want to be yet, but you know, I'm going in the right direction. So you're going to start pushing forwards, and with the Knight of Swords, you're going to get back to expressing yourself. Now, with the Knight of Wands in the reverse, what I feel like, I do feel that's yourself, but I think that's a good thing, because I think that in the past, potentially been a little bit hot-headed, you've rushed into things without thinking about it. With the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands in the reverse, it's about basically saying, don't give up, don't release your long-term goal, don't reassess who you are and what you want, because somebody's played some silly buggers with you. So I think you're going to be perfectly fine. You're going to be perfectly fine. This King of Wands is done for. Is, you know, like I say, is now lying in the mud, desperately trying to get your attention, because he knows that the fight is over and he's just trying to buy time now. So yeah, don't worry about it. You've got them you've got them bound up. It's time to push forward with what you want and release some of that hot-headed nature. Ta-ta.